How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chainsaw Man Chapter 148, Room 606 Sword. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen this chapter. Who's to say? Or whatever it could imply, which, again, I have no idea. We'll have to find out later on because this chapter picks up right where the last one left off, with that weird old man accusing Denji of being one of the chain zombies. Denji tries arguing, but for whatever reason, this dude is dead certain that Denji's one of them. His reasoning isn't even that valid. He just says that he's seen disrespectful kids like Denji already turn into chain zombies. Which, like, was Denji being rude here? My guy was literally just standing there existing, wasn't he? Right after, like, being saved by public safety? This shithead better get torn apart later on because he is an absolute loon. I can only imagine he's like one of the church members in disguise, because why the fuck is he so dead set on hating Denji? But even after Fumiko shows them proof of them being members of public safety, it matters not, as this old lunatic's crazed ramblings have already turned the entire crowd of normal people against Denji and company. As people say, they've seen public safety agents turn before too. That's when Agent Chrome Dome bends to the will of these fucking paranoid assholes, and he tells Denji to show them his chest to prove that he doesn't have a ripcord, which, if you haven't been paying attention the past 147 chapters, he does. So Denji tries dodging the accusations, which just makes that old windbag from earlier go, "See? He's sus!" So Baldy has had enough, I guess, and whips his gun out against this literal innocent minor. So good to know public safety training is top of the line. I'd give the US Police Department a run for their money. But now he commands Denji, a minor, to strip. Again, not a good look, Mr. Bald Man. But as Denji hesitates on what to do in the situation, Quan Chi quickly tells him, Fumiko, and Nayuta to run. To which they swiftly oblige. When the sexy one-eyed devil lady tells you to run, you fucking run. And then this bald dunce fires at the fleeing minor carrying a younger child. Yeah, okay, this dude's definitely American. But unfortunately for this bald doofus, and very fortunately for us, Quan Chi tanks the bullet with her arm, which interestingly causes Fumiko to worriedly look back as Quan Chi reassures her, telling her to run again. Which makes you wonder, is like Fumiko's in Quan Chi's, I guess, current harem? There's something going on between these two, and I'm just saying, with Quan Chi's history as a raging lesbian, it wouldn't surprise me if there was something going on here. Would not be the craziest thing that happened in the story by far. And next we get some peak Fujimoto cinematic storytelling, where we move from the shot of Quan Chi's bleeding arm to the image of Asa's severed arm laying on the floor of her apartment, where we now return to her encounter with Yoshida. We see that both of them have a look of shock and bewilderment on their face, as we pan out to see that Yoshida's sword was completely stopped by Asa's other unsevered arm. Like, all she's got is a small cut, and this isn't Yoru taking over yet. This is just pure Asa. So Yoshida's like freaking out at this point, because I'm pretty sure he expected this to just be like a quick thing. I don't know if he was coming here to actually kill her or just take her in, but he wasn't looking to throw hands, that's for sure. So he quickly calls on the octopus devil to surround Asa before she can do anything. And as she's being enclosed by the giant tentacle, she again chants Room 606 Sword in order to attempt to transform her apartment. And close as it may have been, we see that it actually worked, as her entire apartment, walls and all, vanish completely from the surrounding building, as all that's left is Yoshida and the big tentacle cocoon that has Asa in it right now. And as Yoshida waits, just sort of staring at the tentacle, I don't know what he's doing here. Man's really just shat his pants and does not know what to do. As Yoru, who has now taken control of Asa, slices the tentacle to bits, and emerges with, in my opinion, the coolest weapon we've seen them make yet. I mean, look at this thing. It's got a broken fan as part of its hilt. And there's like chunks of rebar holding it together and a power cable sticking out of it. Oh, it's so shoddy. I love it. And Yoru is laughing maniacally as she explains that apparently they transformed her apartment without even making direct contact with it, which, as she says, means that her power is increasing, likely to do with the fucking apocalypse going on outside right now. And I should note, Yoru is still missing her arm, and still is by the end of the chapter, and we don't see her heal it, which isn't like the end of the world or anything, but considering it didn't immediately heal, I really wonder if that's going to play into the story later as some sort of handicap for her or something. Anyway, Yoshida is still shitting his pants, if not more so, as he prepares to face the literal fucking war devil. The two have an intense standoff, Yoshida with his normal katana and Yoru wielding the furniture blade and standing over the remains of Yoshida's only trump card in this situation. But luckily for Yoshida, it seems Yoru is not yet accustomed to her quickly attained level of power, as she, I guess, overshoots when attempting to charge at Yoshida and just crashes into the building across the street from him. And immediately when she looks back, Yoshida's gone. Man did not want the smoke. And then Yoru calls him a coward, which, you know, I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing as him in that situation, but he ran, so... Yoru jumps out of the building and falls to the streets below, making a 10 out of 10 landing, might I add. Quan Chi could probably take some tips from her. It's now that Yoru finally gets to see all the, everything that's going on outside right now. All the, death and destruction and whatnot. And she is loving it. She starts laughing, saying that the world finally remembers her name. And we get to see just how fucked everything is right now. This feels like something much further than a point of no return. This is like literal end of the world shit happening right now. Especially if there are also Chainsaw Man church branches in Canada and China. That means this is like a worldwide event. But it's there that this chapter comes to a close. Not too much to talk about in terms of plot development in this chapter, but man, it was definitely a fun read. Seeing Yoshida fear for his life was definitely fun to see. I have such mixed feelings on him still. I can't tell if we're supposed to like him or not. And as for Quan Chi's current situation, it's hard for me to feel scared for her at all. Even with a wounded arm, that Baldy is cooked, man. Did you not just see her smash into the ground, turning her legs into jelly, immediately healing said jellified legs, and then in like a matter of a second eviscerate a horde of chain zombies? It was nice knowing you, pal. And Quan Chi, while you're at it, can you get that old fuck too? I want him gone. I like to imagine this ending is set up for Denji and crew to run into Yoru Asa, but I don't know. It feels like there's more and more moving parts to this as the chapters go on. I mean, we still haven't seen Kobeni this entire part, or Reize, Fujimoto. I'm waiting! I have to give this chapter an 8 out of 10, I'd say. Not bad at all, but definitely nothing mind-blowing. It's good to see Yoru back in action, and it's lovely to see Quan Chi being the bad bitch that she is, so I really don't have a lot of complaining to do here. Let me know what you thought of this chapter down in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you made it this far, and subscribe to see more of my face. Till next time, I hope you have a lovely day. Bye. He wasn't looking to throw hands, that's for sure. Though I guess technically if anyone has thrown hands, it's him. Okay, that was stupid.